Good day, everyone. I am Roldan C. Bangalan, a faculty member of the School of Arts, Sciences, and Teacher Education of St. Paul University, Philippines. My fellow attendees, I'm glad to share with you my paper titled ISTE Standards for Educators, Competencies for Teaching in the Digital Age of College Instructors in St. Paul University, Philippines. The digital age began at the time that digital technologies were introduced into society. The defining feature of a digital age is how people organize their lives, communicate, learn, and society functions to some extent through the use of information and communication technologies, or what we call ICT, analytical programs, the internet, social media, and digital devices. Teachers exist within this context where digital technologies are being introduced, integrated, and infused into schools. As such, teaching within the digital age is a changing and multifaceted area of research. In the digital age, technology is leading to massive changes in the economy, in the way people communicate and relate to each other, and increasingly in the way we learn. Thus, teachers and instructors are faced with a challenge of ensuring that they are developing the kinds of graduates from their courses and programs that are fit for an increasingly volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous future. Educators play a vital role to student success. The effective integration of ICT in the schools and classrooms can transform pedagogy and empower students. In this context, it is essential that teachers have the competencies to integrate ICT in their professional practice to ensure the equity and quality of learning. The United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization, or UNESCO, underscored that teachers who have competencies to use ICT in their professional practice will deliver quality education and ultimately be able to effectively guide the development of students' ICT competencies. One of the domains of quality assurance specified by Asia-Pacific Economic Cooperation, or APEC, is staffing and professional development. APEC emphasized that staff involved in the teaching, management, and support of online and blended education should have the appropriate qualifications, knowledge, and skills required to support the achievement of student learning outcomes. The International Society for Technology in Education, or ISTE, standards provide the competencies for learning, teaching, and leading in the digital age, providing a comprehensive roadmap for the effective use of technology in schools worldwide. Grounded in learning science research and based on practitioner experience, the ISTE standards ensure that using technology for learning can create high impact, sustainable, scalable, and equitable learning experiences for all learners. Universal design for learning is a process in which curricula, that's the goals, methods, materials, and assessments, are intentionally designed to offer flexible and inclusive approaches that can be customized and adjusted for individual needs. UDL offers a framework for guiding educational practice that aims to achieve flexibility and accessibility in the ways information is presented, the ways students respond or demonstrate knowledge and skills, and the ways they are engaged in the learning process, while reducing barriers in instruction. In response to these recent technological and pedagogical advancements in education, it is important to assess the competencies of instructors and provide them with necessary training and support to stay relevant in today's educational landscape. Hence, the conduct of this study. This study aimed to assess the competencies for teaching in the digital age in terms of aspects described in the ISTE standards for educators of college instructors in St. Paul University, Philippines. Specifically, it sought to answer the following questions. First, what is the participant's level of competency for teaching in the digital aids in terms of learner standards, leader standards, citizen standards, collaborator standards, designer standards, facilitator standards, and analyst standards? Second, what are the challenges and realizations of the participants with respect to teaching in the digital age? Third, what are the suggestions of the participants in improving their educational practice in the digital age? And lastly, what plan of action can be proposed to enhance the competencies of the participants with regards to the ISTE standards for educators? This study employed a mixed method approach, a research design that uses both quantitative and qualitative data to answer a particular question or set of questions. Quantitative data were gathered through Likert scale survey questionnaire, while qualitative data were gathered using open-ended questions. The participants in this study are the college instructors of St. Paul University, Philippines. 76 or 83.52% of the full-time college instructors participated in this study. A questionnaire which was patterned from the ISTE standards for educators was utilized to determine the participants' level of competency for teaching in the digital age. The participants' realizations, challenges, and suggestions with regard to teaching in the digital age were determined through a set of open-ended questions. Frequency, percentage, and weighted mean were used to determine participants' assessment of their competencies for teaching in the digital age, and thematic analysis was used to analyze the realizations, challenges, and suggestions of the participants. For the results, participants' level of competency for teaching in the digital age. In terms of learner standards, the participants assess themselves as advanced. In terms of leader standards, they are in the intermediate level. In terms of citizen standards, they are advanced. In terms of collaborator standards, they are in the intermediate level. The participants assess themselves in designer standards as advanced, and in facilitators, they are also advanced. And in the analyst standards, they are in the intermediate level. This is the summary table of the participants' assessment of their level of competency for teaching in the digital age. As shown from the table, they rated themselves advanced in four standards. These are learner standards, citizen standards, designer standards, and facilitator standards. While they are in the intermediate level in the three standards, leader, collaborator, and analyst. The participants have the following qualifications with respect to teaching in the digital age. First, teaching in the digital age is challenging. This is supported by their responses like the virtual way of teaching is very challenging, especially in developing the skill competencies of the students. Willingness to embrace change. We have to be updated and willing to accept the changes. In this technological era, as teachers, we have to adapt really to stay relevant in our profession. So these are some of the responses of the teachers with regards to this theme, willingness to embrace change. Third, enhancing one's knowledge and skills in utilizing technology effectively is essential. So teachers realize that they should be equipped with the necessary skills and competencies to integrate technology effectively in their class. Digital transformation in education takes preparation and planning. Collaboration, coaching, and mentoring is a big help. And creativity is a must to keep the students motivated and engaged. These are the challenges encountered by the participants in teaching in the digital age: internet connection, preparing online class activities and tasks, using online assessment tools, assessing student skills and performance, meeting individual needs of students. To improve one's educational practice in the digital age, the participants actually suggested the following. There should be a strong, stable, and faster internet connection. There's a need to reskill and upskill teachers through webinars and trainings. Peer mentoring, coaching among teachers is necessary, and teachers should focus on achieving the learning outcomes. So by providing the appropriate teaching learning activities and experiences to our students to achieve, okay, our learning outcomes. And we have to ensure that the student engage, okay, in all those activities. We have to embrace and learn to adapt to these new changes, and we have also to encourage the students to embrace change. The participants have intermediate level of competency along three standards. Those are leader, collaborator, and analyst. Professional development activities should be implemented to improve the competency of the instructors in terms of leadership, collaboration, and assessment. Likewise, participants assess themselves having advanced level of competency along four standards: learner, citizen, designer, and facilitator. Instructors are capable of the following competencies: improving their practice by learning from and with others, inspiring their students to become responsible and productive digital citizens, creating authentic and equitable learning experiences for all learners, and facilitating learning with the effective integration of technology to support student success. Based from the findings of this study, the following conclusion was made. In the digital and technological driven world, it is necessary to reinvent, rethink, and redesign teaching and learning. In the realization of this digital transformation of delivering instruction, educators should be given opportunity to reflect on their own professional practice and to explore opportunities for innovation. In addition, relevant professional development programs and trainings for instructors are essential to reskill and upskill them with essential technological and pedagogical competencies and skills so that they can empower students to learn, live, and work successfully in the digital and innovation age. Based from the conclusion of this study, the following recommendations were made. Conduct of continuous professional development, strengthen collaboration among instructors, provide teaching learning experiences that promotes the standards, provide additional mechanisms for student support like technical assistance, educational and personal assistance or help. Mabalo. Thank you very much.